Go ahead.
With your permission, Your Honor, we'll just continue the tape.
All right. Whereupon, a portion of a DVD, People's Exhibit 340, Disc 2, was played for the court and jury.
Gavin, is your mother, in your opinion, telling the truth?
I think so, I guess.
Excuse me.
I believe so, I guess.
I couldn't hear what you said.
I believe so, I guess.
Okay, have you heard her say anything at this point that's not true?
I mean, Michael was nice to me and stuff, and I felt as if he was like a father to me, so.
Okay, whereupon, a portion of a DVD, People's Exhibit 340, Disc 2, was played for the court and jury. At some point you and your mother and your brother and your sister concluded that Michael Jackson didn't want you all to be part of his family, right?
Yes.
And you were upset about that, correct?
We concluded because.
Just answer my question, if you would, please. Okay.
Okay.
At some point your mother, your sister and your brother realized that you were not going to spend the rest of your lives as part of Michael Jackson's family, correct?
Well.
Is that true or not?
It's like we didn't really conclude all together, hey, everybody. I mean, I guess we all realized on our own that, that he isn't as nice of a man as we thought he was.
Because he wasn't going to let you be part of the Michael Jackson family, correct?
We never wanted to be part of the Michael Jackson family. The only part of it was, he was just like a father to me.
Yes.
That's the only part in connection to a family there would be. We weren't expecting to live with him forever. We were expecting, we just thought of him. I thought of him as a father figure.
You expected Michael Jackson to support you, your mother, your brother and your sister indefinitely, correct?
No.
You wanted to be part of his family, and when you found out you weren't going to be, you got angry, true?
No.
You found out.
I never thought we were going to be, okay, he's going to be our dad. We're going to live in the house together, and blah, blah, blah. No, I saw him as like someone who could guide me as a father would, someone who can talk to me and stuff like that. I mean, it would be stupid if you wanted to live with a man like that for the rest of your life. He's not really my father.
Would you agree that your mother got very angry in front of you when she realized Michael Jackson was fading out of your lives?
No.
Would you agree that you got very angry when, at some point, you realized Michael Jackson was fading out of your family's life, right?
I didn't really get angry. I didn't think he was going to live with us forever. I just, the Big Brother program thing for, kids that don't have dads. That's kind of what I thought of Michael as.
You expected Michael Jackson to keep helping you, your mother, your brother and your sister, right?
I didn't expect it from him, no.
And that's why you got very angry when you realized certain people wanted you to leave the country, right?
Michael told me that he was going to come over later after we were there, so, after we even got there.
And were you looking forward to meeting Michael in Brazil?
Yes, I guess.
And at some time did you realize that Michael wasn't going to Brazil?
No, to my understanding was that he was always going to come a week later after we got there.
But at some point you realized even you weren't going to Brazil, right?
No, I thought the whole time they were trying to get us to go to Brazil.
And when you wanted to go to your grandparents, you all got into a car and Vinny drove you to your grandparents, right?
Vinny drove us there, yes.
And at that point you realized you're never going to be in Michael Jackson's family, right?
Well, I never wanted to be in his family. I was never looking for that.
Let's keep going. Whereupon, a portion of a DVD, People's Exhibit 340, Disc 2, was played for the court and jury. Now, your brother Star had just said that going to Neverland Ranch was something you always looked forward to, right?
Yes.
And at one point you realized you probably weren't going to be returning to Neverland Ranch, right?
After it was all over, I didn't want to go back.
At some point you realized you weren't going to be in Michael Jackson's family, you weren't going to Neverland Ranch, and it wasn't until then that you ever came up with these allegations of molestation, right?
I didn't want to go back after I came back.
Please answer my question. It wasn't until you realized that you and your mother and your brother and your sister were not going to be part of Michael Jackson's family that you ever told anybody about any molestation, right?
It wasn't as if we got together and realized it. It wasn't, so your question isn't really working.
Your Honor, could I request that the witness be instructed to answer the question?
I don't really understand the question.
All right, go ahead. Rephrase your question.
Okay. It wasn't until you realized you were not going to be part of Michael Jackson's family, you were not going to meet Michael Jackson in Brazil, you were not going to be going to Neverland, that you ever came up with these allegations of molestation, right?
I didn't come and talk to the. My mom always wanted to leave. She was the one that was able to realize and get us out of there. I liked being there.
Excuse me, Your Honor, can I ask the witness be instructed to just answer the question?
No.
I don't understand.
Just a minute. No. Your question is compound and it's argumentative. Break your question down.
Okay, I will, Your Honor. Until you realized you were not going to be part of Michael Jackson's family, you never made any allegation of child molestation, correct?
I didn't want to be part of his family. I just saw him as a father figure.
Until you realized Michael Jackson was not going to meet you in Brazil, you never made any allegation of child molestation, right?
I didn't even really want to go to Brazil.
Until you left Neverland for the last time, you never made any allegation of child molestation, correct?
I didn't tell anyone until I left for the last time, correct?
And never called the police until after you'd seen 2 lawyers, right?
Object as argumentative, Your Honor.
Overruled.
Yes, it wasn't until I saw 2 lawyers until I told the police what really happened.
Okay, we can keep going. Whereupon, a portion of a DVD, People's Exhibit 340, Disc 2, was played for the court and jury. Did you, your mother, your brother, your sister actually have to share cereal when you were too poor to get other food?
I know we had problems with trying to get food and stuff, but I don't know if we shared a box of cereal.
Okay.
And, whereupon, a portion of a DVD, People's Exhibit 340, Disc 2, was played for the court and jury.
At this point in time, did you agree with what your mother just said? Did you think Michael was there for you?
Yeah, I thought that Michael was there for us. But he helped us. Whereupon, a portion of a DVD, People's Exhibit 340, Disc 2, was played for the court and jury.
Now, you and your family did pray with Michael, correct?
Yes, I believe we asked him if we can pray at the dinner tables.
You also one time were in the theater. You, your mother, your brother and your sister and Michael. Remember that?
We were in the theater a lot together.
Do you remember your mother wanted everyone to hold hands and pray with Daddy Michael?
No.
You don't remember that at all?
No.
Okay. Did you typically pray at the dinner table with Michael?
We would ask him sometimes.
You asked him and he said, okay.
Yes.
And what prayers did you say?
Thank God for the food we were going to eat, and stuff like that.
Okay. Whereupon, a portion of a DVD, People's Exhibit 340, Disc 2, was played for the court and jury. In your opinion, is your mother telling the truth about that statement?
About the relationship between me and Michael.
About what you just heard.
Yeah, I was pretty close to Michael, as I've said many times.
So do you have any, excuse me, let me rephrase that. What your mother just says is true, as far as you're concerned.
Yeah, up to that point, yes.
Are you saying, yes?
Yes. Whereupon, a portion of a DVD, People's Exhibit 340, Disc 2, was played for the court and jury.
When these statements were made, you did not want your relationship with Mr. Jackson to end, correct?
No, I still wanted to be able to call him and stuff like that.
And among all the celebrities that you had met, no celebrity had included you in their family the way Michael Jackson had, right?
He didn't really include me in his family. I just, as I said before, I looked to him as a father figure, and he looked at me as a son, because he was the only father figure I had.
And your letters to him reflected that, correct?
Yes.
Your calls to him reflected that, correct?
Yes.
When you went to the ranch, you felt you were part of a family, correct?
As I just told you, I felt as if he was my guider, a teacher to me in life. A father figure to me.
And when you left Neverland for the last time, you felt your father had rejected you, correct?
Not really, because I found a new father. I found my now father.
When you left Neverland, did you feel that the father figure Michael Jackson had rejected you? Yes or no?
I didn't need him. I didn't want him.
When you left Neverland for the last time, did you feel that the father figure Michael Jackson had rejected you? Yes or no?
As I said, I didn't feel that. I didn't feel that I was rejected, because I had my now, which I consider my real father.
You knew Jay Jackson long before these statements were made, correct?
Yes.
You knew Jay Jackson long before you were referring to Michael Jackson as a father figure, correct?
Not long before, but, he was my mom's boyfriend. I didn't know him. I wasn't close to him. But when I came back, I saw his concern. I saw the way he felt about my family and how he would hug me, and actually feel like he's a man. You know what I mean. And he's my father.
At the time you and your mother and your brother and your sister made the statements on this video, your mother had been in a relationship with Jay Jackson for many months, true?
Yes.
At the time your mother makes these statements that Michael Jackson is a father figure, she's in a relationship with Jay Jackson, right?
Yes.
Jay Jackson wasn't present when this video was done, correct?
No.
Now, at some point did you learn that the actual rebuttal show went on television?
This.
Yes.
I never knew it went on television.
Did you ever know any rebuttal show was ever made to rebut what was said in Bashir?
No.
Did you ever hear anything about that?
Oh, yes. I remember something happened where Michael had me sign some papers or something like that. I think something came on.
And at some point you learned there was a Maury Povich show that was done as a rebuttal to the Bashir documentary, correct?
Yes. I remember them coming and filming, but...
And you learned at some point that none of this footage in which you and your family are interviewed ever appeared on that Maury Povich television show, right?
I didn't watch it.
As you sit here today, do you know whether or not any of this footage was ever used in the Maury Povich rebuttal show?
No, I don't know.
You've never discussed that with anybody?
No.
Okay, at this particular point in time, you thought Michael Jackson was going to give your family a home in the Hollywood Hills, correct?
No.
Ever hear anybody discuss that?
No. Whereupon, a portion of a DVD, People's Exhibit 340, Disc 2, was played for the court and jury.
While your mother was dating Jay Jackson, you considered Michael Jackson a father figure, right?
Yes. Well, if she was dating him right now, so in this time period I did see Michael as a father figure.
Approximately when did you first meet Jay Jackson?
I don't know. I don't remember the first time. But, I didn't get close to him until I came back from Neverland.
It was many months before this, correct?
Yes, I believe so.
In fact, after this rebuttal was filmed, you went to Jay Jackson's apartment for the interview with the 3 social workers, right?
Yes.
Were you living at his apartment at that point?
Yes.
How long had you been living at Jay Jackson's apartment at that point?
A few months, but he was just my mom's boyfriend. He wasn't my stepfather yet.
Okay.
He was just a guy. He was not my stepfather yet.
So you had lived at Jay Jackson's apartment for a couple of months before this rebuttal video was filmed, right?
I believe so, yes.
But during those months you considered Michael Jackson to be your father figure, right?
No, in those months I had no father figure. That's why when I came to Neverland and Michael was like this, I considered Michael as my father figure.
Let's keep going. Whereupon, a portion of a DVD, People's Exhibit 340, Disc 2, was played for the court and jury. Did you discuss with Jay Jackson what your mother was going to say in this video?
No, I don't even know. I didn't even know that Jay Jackson even knew about this.
Do you recall any discussion at any time with Jay Jackson about you and your family being videotaped?
No, I do not.
You recall going to Jay Jackson's apartment after this was filmed, right?
Not really.
Did you ever discuss with Jay Jackson this videotape after it was filmed?
No, I don't think I did.
Have you ever discussed with Jay Jackson at any time the fact that you made this videotape?
No, I don't think so.
Have you ever heard your mother discuss it with Jay Jackson?
No.
Now, your mother has a curl coming down her face. Do you see that?
Yes.
Did she normally wear her hair that way?
Yeah, when she had her hair permed, she always wore it like that.
Always like that?
Uh-huh.
Was she ever trying to look like Janet Jackson?
No.
Okay, whereupon, a portion of a DVD, People's Exhibit 340, Disc 2, was played for the court and jury. Was what your mother just said true?
He's a nice man. He's approached and he's kind of friendly.
Was what your mother just said true?
Yes.
Did you believe she was telling the truth when she talked about Michael Jackson's honesty?
The way I felt about it was kind of awkward, but, I mean, he was pretty honest. But, I mean, the things that he did was kind of dishonest, you know what I mean.
Let me ask you what you're talking about. Did you think when your mother said Michael Jackson was honest and told the truth, that she was being truthful?
Yes. He's a nice man.
Did you think your mother was being truthful when she made that statement we just heard?
I don't know. You can ask her.
What did you think at the time?
I don't remember what I thought at the time.
What do you think now? Do you think she was being honest?
As I just said, yes, Michael was a nice man. Whereupon, a portion of a DVD, People's Exhibit 340, Disc 2, was played for the court and jury.
Now, you've told the jury a number of times that Dieter was telling you what to say on this, is that correct?
Dieter told us a lot of things to say.
Dieter told you general things to say.
Yes. He told us what to say pretty much, yeah.
And I believe when Prosecutor Snedden was asking you questions, he talked about some type of a sheet of questions. Do you remember that?
Uh-huh.
Did somebody show you a sheet with some questions on it before you did this interview?
Yes, actually, and kind of waving it in front of the camera right here.
And how many sheets are you talking about?
I'm not sure how many sheets it was.
It was just a certain number of questions they told you they were going to ask you, correct?
Yes, and Dieter went over it with us and told us the answer, what to say.
At the time when Dieter went over those questions with you, did you think Michael Jackson had abandoned you as a father figure?
No, not then.
Okay, whereupon, a portion of a DVD, People's Exhibit 340, Disc 2, was played for the court and jury. Gavin, you and your mother are living with Major J. Jackson when she makes this statement about Michael Jackson being a parent, right?
Yes.
Did you think of Michael Jackson as a third parent?
No, I saw him, as I've said many times today, as a guider, as a father figure. Not my actual father, as I consider Major J. Jackson today, as he is my stepfather.
He has since married your mother, correct?
Yes.
Now, if you know, were Major J. Jackson and your mother engaged when this video was made?
I don't know.
Did you expect this video to be on national television at some point when you made it?
I didn't even think about it.
Did you ever discuss that with your mom?
No.
Okay. Do you remember any discussion involving your mother before this was filmed about whether or not she should sign any documents?
No.
Don't recall that at all.
Not really, no.
Okay. Whereupon, a portion of a DVD, People's Exhibit 340, Disc 2, was played for the court and jury. Now, when you used to visit Neverland and Michael Jackson was present, you used to see his children, correct?
Yes.
When you flew to Miami and saw Michael Jackson, he was with his children, correct?
Yes. I'm sure his children were there.
When you came back from Miami and started visiting Neverland, when Michael Jackson was there, his children were always there, correct?
No. Because there was one time that he wasn't at Neverland and he flew somewhere on a commercial plane or something and he came back.
Let me rephrase the question. When you were at Neverland and Michael was there, you saw his children, true?
Yes.
Okay. Whereupon, a portion of a DVD, People's Exhibit 340, Disc 2, was played for the court and jury. When your mother made that statement, in your opinion, was she telling the truth?
Yes, because sometimes we'd accidentally crash a cart or something, and, otherwise, Probably other people would yell at us or something. And Michael would just say, "It's okay. They can fix it."
Did you ever get in any trouble at Neverland other than crashing carts?
Not that I can think of. I think that's the only real bad thing that we did. I mean, accidentally crashing a cart, that's about it.
Okay. Whereupon, a portion of a DVD, People's Exhibit 340, Disc 2, was played for the court and jury. I believe that's the end, Your Honor. You remember returning from Miami to Neverland, correct?
Yes.
Do you remember the next day seeing Ed Bradley from 60 Minutes at Neverland?
No.
Do you remember seeing entertainment company executives at Neverland the next day?
No.
Were you there the next day?
Yes, but I was probably out playing on the rides or something.
Do you recall the day that Jesus Solace drove your family away from Neverland?
Yes.
Do you recall your mother getting a full body wax that day in Los Olivos?
No.
Did you know anything about that?
No.
Do you recall your mother telling you she was going to leave Neverland to go to a salon?
No.
Did you ever discuss that with your mother?
No.
Do you know someone named Brett Ratner?
Yes.
How do you know him?
He was Chris Tucker's director for the movie Rush Hour.
Do you recall asking Mr. Ratner if he would arrange for you to fly to Florida to meet Michael Jackson?
No, I don't remember that.
You never did that.
I don't remember ever doing that.
Okay. Do you remember Michael Jackson flying to Florida with Brett Ratner?
No.
Never heard about that.
No.
Okay. Do you recall your mother ever signing an agreement regarding distribution of any of this footage on television?
No.
Well, you said something before. Or you began to say something about Michael Jackson asking you to sign an agreement, correct?
Yes, there's a little document he had me sign so that I can sign for the rebuttal or something. I don't know.
Do you remember signing that document?
Yes.
Michael never asked you to sign that, did he?
Yeah, he did. And he was with Brett Ratner, and Brett Ratner signed as a witness.
Do you recall your mother signing it also?
No, I was the only one that signed it.
Do you recall your mother signing any agreement regarding this video?
No.
Okay. Do you recall your mother making any trips outside of Neverland into the city to do errands?
No.
Do you recall your mother going shopping with Vinnie Amen?
No.
Excuse me. I'm going to object to vagueness as to what period of time we're talking about here.
Sure. We're talking about February 21st, which would be the same day you met attorney William Dickerman and Jamie Masada at the Laugh Factory. Do you remember that?
I remember meeting him.
Do you remember your mother going shopping with Vinnie?
No.
Do you remember your mother getting her hair done with Vinnie?
No.
Do you remember shopping at Robinson's May?
No.
Do you remember shopping? Excuse me. Do you remember eating at an Outback Steakhouse?
No.
Do you remember your mother going to any salon that day?
I think I remember my mom go to a salon and meet my stepfather.
Do you know when that was, approximately?
No.
Do you remember going on a shopping spree around February 26th with your mother?
I don't know. I remember they took us to Anchor Blue once because we told them that we didn't have a lot of clothes at Neverland, and they didn't want us to go to our house.
Do you remember going to Pacific Sunwear?
No.
How about Banana Republic?
Yes. I bought some boxers, I think.
How about Gap Outlet?
No.
How about Levi Outlet?
No.
How about Abercrombie and Fitch?
No.
Wilson's Luggage. Did you ever go there with your mother?
Yeah. They bought us luggage because they were saying they were going to take us to Brazil, and we didn't have luggage.
Now, 2 days later. Excuse me, 1 day later, do you recall going shopping to Robinson's May?
No.
Do you recall going shopping to Adidas?
No.
How about Old Navy?
No.
Anchor Blue?
Yes.
Robinson's May?
No.
Okay. Do you remember on February 28th going to Song's barbershop for a haircut?
I got my hair cut there, but I don't know if we went on February 28th.
Do you remember going there with your mother?
I remember going there in the past with my mother.
When you were there, did anyone scream for help?
I don't know if we went on February 28th to Song's barbershop.
When you went to Song's barbershop, did anyone scream for help, as far as you know?
As I said, I don't remember whether we went there during the time that we were down in Los Angeles area.
Do you remember anyone screaming for help at any of the stores that you recall going to during this period of time?
No.
Do you remember going to the Brazilian consulate?
Yes.
You went in there with your mother, right?
Yes, I'm pretty sure.
Do you remember anybody screaming for help in the Brazilian consulate?
No.
You were with your entire family, right?
Yes.
Okay. Do you remember seeing a movie called Old School around March 1, 2003?
A little bit.
Your mother, your brother, your sister and you went to that movie theater, right?
I don't really remember.
You also went to Anchor Blue that day, right?
I believe so, I guess.
When you went to see that movie, do you remember anybody screaming for help?
No.
Do you remember eating at Johnny Rocket's Burgers that day?
Oh, yeah, I remember that place. It was pretty good.
And that was after you saw the movie, right?
I don't know.
You went for burgers and ice cream, right?
Yes.
Do you remember anybody screaming for help when you were at Johnny Rocket's?
No.
Okay. Do you know someone named Brad Buxer?
No.
Did you ever meet any of Michael Jackson's movie producers at Neverland?
No.
Do you know someone named Rio?
I think he was a little kid that was there for a while.
When did you first meet Rio?
I don't remember.
But do you remember seeing Rio at Neverland?
Yeah, he stood there for like a week or.
Did you stay in a guest house with Rio?
No.
Never did.
No. Well, I might have hung out with him for a while. No, I hung out with his sister, you know. And she was telling me about some girls that thought I was cute from the Martin Bashir thing, and then that was it.
This is Rio's sister.
Yes.
Was there a television in the guest room at Neverland?
There's a television in every guest room.
Did you ever use that television?
We were always playing. We never watched TV.
Was Rio ever in a room with you at the guest house?
Your Honor, I'm going to object to this line of questioning under the 403 ruling the court made.
Sustained. Well, just a minute. I will change that ruling. You may ask.
Thank you, Your Honor. Was Rio ever in a guest room with you when you were watching TV at Neverland?
No, I don't remember really. I mean, I might have hung out with him in a guest room for a minute, but, I mean, I don't remember watching TV with him.
You don't?
No.
Are you saying you don't remember or are you saying it just didn't happen?
I don't think it happened.
Okay. Do you recall ever telling Rio you wanted to look at adult movies on television at Neverland?
I'm going to object.
Overruled.
No, I don't remember that.
Ever remember stealing alcohol from Michael Jackson's bedroom when Rio was present?
No.
Do you recall stealing a $1,000 laminated bill from Michael's room?
A $1,000 bill.
That was laminated.
Do they make $1,000 bills?
Did you ever steal one?
No.
Ever recall masturbating in front of Rio?
No.
Now, earlier in your testimony, you said that the only time you'd ever tasted wine was in church. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Are you telling the jury the only time you tasted wine before you went to Neverland was in a church?
Yes.
Did you ever tell Rio or anyone else at Neverland that you knew what wine tasted like?
No, I don't remember telling him that.
Do you remember calling Chris Tucker and telling him that you wanted to go to Miami to be with Michael Jackson?
No.
That never happened.
I don't know if it did.
You don't know if it did.
No.
Did your mother ever ask you to call Chris Tucker so that your family could go to Miami to be with Michael Jackson?
No.
Has your mother ever coached you on what to say in this case?
No.
Has your mother coached you on what to say in your legal disputes with your father?
No.
Has your mother ever coached you on what to say in the J.C. Penney case?
No.
Has your mother asked you to write out what you were going to say before you went to court?
No.
Have you ever done that?
Done.
Written out what you planned to say before you went to court?
No.
Is this a good place to stop?
Okay.
Alright, we'll recess until tomorrow morning at 8:30. Remember the admonitions. See you then.